All right, Chris, finally made it. You're here. You're standing, talking about your UFC win. You know, talking to reporters in front of a bunch of cameras. How does it feel to finally make your dream come true?
It's good. I didn't know this is what was involved, all the media stuff, but I'm taking it on because it's part of it. It's part of the winning. It's part of, so I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to do it.
Talk about the range of emotions on The Ultimate Fighter. You win a fight, you get cut, you get to jump back in. You lose that fight, I'm sure you're wondering if you're going to get to fight on this card. And how does that all feel now that it's culminated into this big victory?
It feels really good because I can tell you in my life, and martial arts and life, kind of go hand in hand a little bit, teach you stuff. But prior to even getting onto the show, man, I was really wondering if I was going to do this. I've been sitting backstage to these shows, watching Benson do it, and Efren, and I kind of thought, man, this is never going to happen. And then to go to the show, and at first it was cool. The first couple of days, like, yeah, man, and then it's the same thing every day, and I didn't want to be there anymore. I did not want to be there. And yes, you're like in this competition. I want to win this. That's the point where we're here, but it's terrible. And then, I do well, and then there was getting cut, getting told that you didn't perform, and it was just terrible to me because really, I don't worry about winning and losing. I worry about performing. I worry about going out there and giving my best effort. And if that doesn't happen and I end up losing, at least I can live with myself. But to not give my best effort, but I felt like I gave my best effort. So to get cut, I kind of took it personal because it kind of talks about my character, who I am as a person. And then to finally get back on, I just wasn't mentally there, man. I kind of cut out. I wanted to go home. And then it was like, all right, well, I'm here to fight. Okay, I'm still in competition. This is what I do. So I went there and did it. And I even performed pretty well there. I just, made a mistake and dropped my hands. And I paid the consequences for not being focused in the fight. And against a dangerous guy. And then, I didn't know what was going to happen after the show. And, this is it. As soon as I asked, they said, hey, man, here's your get a contract. I just was like, this is it, man. This is everything. It was almost unreal. I almost went numb. I almost didn't feel anything because I thought this was a joke. There's no way this is actually real. So that's it, man.
How close were you to actually going home on the show? Because it seemed like, I'm sure the show doesn't show everything, but it seemed like you were really thinking about taking a break and just leaving.
I had said it a couple of times, and I said it to some of the guys. I said, there's nothing holding us here other than this competition. If you don't want to be in this competition anymore, you could just leave. And a couple of times I did. I thought about it. I was like, man, fuck this, dude. There's got to be a better way of doing this, man. But I'm not a quitter. And so, as miserable as it was, I wasn't going to leave. I wanted to, but I'm not a quitter. And so I wasn't going to leave.
Would you say that, it's all worth it now that everything's said and done, sticking with it despite how tough it could be at times?
Yes, this has been a long journey. When this started, I had no idea that I'd be here with the W. I really didn't even know if I was going to get a fight after the Ultimate Fighter. I didn't know what was going to happen. People are asking, hey, did you get a contract? And all I could do was put my hands up and say, I have no idea. I have no idea what's going on. So, yeah.
And they gave you a tough test in Abner. It was a close fight. You guys went back and forth. How did you feel when you were awaiting the judge's decision? Were you confident that you were going to get the win?
No, I believed I won that fight. I believed I won the first. The second round was the only one that I thought maybe it could go the other way, but I was confident that I probably took in that one. And the third fight, as soon as they said it was 29-28, I knew it. I knew it beforehand, but the judges, I don't care what the judges think. I care what I feel like. I care what my team cares. They care about. But looking at him and feeling how I felt, because when you're in there, you feel things. And I felt like I was winning. The whole time I was fighting, I felt like I was winning. A couple times he kicked me hard. I was like, I don't want that to happen anymore. But I didn't think I was losing. He got a little moment, and then I made him pay for those moments. And I thought I was winning the whole time. And that's how I felt.
So do you feel like a UFC fighter now? Now this all of a sudden, then you get your first W. Some guys say, I need another fight, but how do you feel?
No, I feel like a UFC fighter. I really do, because, being a fighter, I've always been a fighter. I've always felt like a fighter, and now that I've done it on the stage, I'm an official UFC fighter. Before this fight, though, people would ask, you got a contract, you're a UFC fighter. Well, let me get that W first. And now I got a W under the promotion. I got a paycheck under the promotion. And I'm stoked. I'm glad to go out there and be able to tell the public now. My name is Chris Gruetzemacher, and I am a UFC fighter. So I'm stoked.
How soon do you want to get back in?
As soon as I'm healed up, man. He beat my arms up pretty good with some of those kicks. As soon as I can get to the doctor and have him check it out and get cleared, as soon as possible, to be honest, man. I tore my ACL in 2012. I got put on a shelf for about a year. My ACL took a year and 9 months before I fought, and then after that it was a year and 4 months before I fought on the Ultimate Fighter. So I only had one fight in 3 years. So I've been training. I was training the whole time, and I'm only getting older. But I've built all these skills, and I'd like to show the world them. So I'm ready. I'm ready to go for another fight and show the world what I can do and what I've been training for. Because there was 3 years I just was sitting on the sidelines, ready to go. Just wasn't able to do anything.
And you're pretty familiar with the gentleman involved in the co-main event, obviously Artem and Ryan Hall. Who do you see coming out on top in that fight?
Honestly, I couldn't tell you. They're both really skilled. They both do really good things, but their games are completely different. I'm honestly waiting to see who does what. But they're both pretty good guys. So I'm a fan of fighting, so I'm really excited to see what happens, to be honest. So.
Just like the rest of us.
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Congrats again.
Thank you very much.